Shit, man. 5 more minutes. Knocked out of my damn computer. What's happening? Good morning, good morning. In the studio trying to download this new software, this new Studio One. I can mix this record. Just talked to Teddy Riley the other day, and we were talking about this, you know, the new Studio One. You know, Teddy Riley is the one that turned me on to Studio One. So, who is that on? That's Mystique on. That's got to be Mystique. That'd be the only one that's on already. This thing is really driving me crazy. Sometimes my password wants to act right. Let's see. Damn, it's still acting like that. Oh, let's see. What's happening to you guys? I'm trying to load this new software, but it's giving me the blues. I got to mix this Alan McNeil record for his project. But well, I already mixed it. I mean, pretty much it's already done. I'm just gonna probably do some mastering on it. You feel what I'm saying? Here in the Studio B setup. Let me see. It's another track that I did on his album.
You
for some light, burn some candles for some light. Looking back, the stars shine bright, stars shining bright. Get it right, get it right. In the middle of the night, we can burn some candles for some light, burn some candles for some light. Looking back, the stars shining bright, stars shining bright. Get it right, get it right. Okay, so this song is for Alan McNeil from Troop. This is for his album. So I'm mastering this record pretty much. You feel what I'm saying? This is a record that I produced on him. And like I said, I'm gonna master it. some light. Look up at the stars shining bright. Yeah. In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. We can burn some candles for some light. Burn some candles. Look up at the stars. What's up? What's up? What's that? Shadow World LLC. Good morning, family. Good morning, Elvin. Yeah, you know, this is for Alan's for his solo album. It's a track I produced on him, and I'm mastering it right now. I'm sorry, I don't have my other glasses on, so I'm doing the old man thing, y'all. Yeah, it's a great record. I love it. I'm just trying to get it really, you know, sounding like I want it to sound on the mastering side. I mean, the mix side, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just really trying to make it hit. You know, if you listen to any of my mixes, you know what I'm saying? I'm here in the B room. I like mixing in here because it's smaller, and I like really feeling the mix. The bigger room, of course, the bass has a longer throw, so I just like feeling it, you know, up close. But so far so good. Because I'm always praying, always praying. I don't mind to give you all my attention. It weighs in my mind so heavy that I can't express it. Oh, we can burn some candles for some light. Burn some candles for some light. Look at the stars shining bright. Stars shining bright. Get it right. Get it right. In the middle of the night. We can burn some candles for some light. Burn some candles for some light. Look up at the stars shining bright. Stars shining bright. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right. Won't you? I need you. Give you all my attention. It weighs in my mind. Oh, so heavy that I can't express it. Oh, we can burn some candles for some light. Burn some candles for some light. Look at the stars shining bright. Stars shining bright. Get it right. Get it right. In the middle. Like the stars shining bright, stars shining bright. Get it right, get it right, get it right. Won't you? I need you. I feel you. I love you. Yeah, so his whole album, his whole album is like the vibe of it is like it's that real R&B soul. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm really focused on keeping his stuff just really organic sounding. You know what I mean? Like taking you back to like when Troop was dropping their earlier records. But although Al's sound that we crafted and that we've carved out is not the Troop sound. You feel what I'm saying? His sound is not the Troop sound. The sound that we've come up with for Al is more. We really focus on the Alan McNeil sound. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I focus on building. Alan McNeil, his own sound, the Alan McNeil sound. You know what I mean? The Al Mac sound. And that's really what the focus is to uh, give him his own sound. And we've been doing a pretty good job with it. We've done a great job with, you know, carving out his sound. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna need to warm that up a little bit. Not too much. Whenever I'm mastering records, I don't like to really, if the record's already good the way it is, I don't really like to mess with it too much because, you know, I did all this on the MPC. So I actually master on the MPC. I actually master. What's happening? What's happening? Little Lucy Bunny. What's up, Lucy? Listen, I actually master on the MPC. So a lot of times if I do the track and I send it to the artist, it's already ready to go. So I tell the artist, just cut the vocals. If they're not here with me in Vegas, I tell them cut the vocals, send them back to me, but don't bump the track up too much. Because if they like the way their vocals sound, a lot of times if I don't like how the vocals sound, I'll tell them, listen, you need to come to Vegas. We got to cut these vocals, right? So Al and I have a great working relationship where he knows what I want to hear. I went and set up his studio the same way my B room is set up. It's all SSL, X desk, X rack stuff. And so I set him up the same way. I set him up the same way with the UAD, the X rack, X desk. So he and then I showed him the settings. I set up his mic. I just the way mine's set up here and in an A room as well. And I say, keep the settings the same way. That way, when I mix the records, it sounds like you're here with me. Now, a lot of times if I send an artist a track, some artists have a tendency when they lay their vocals, they want to push the volume up because they want to hear it. But I tell them, don't push the volume up. Just keep it at, right there at zero. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go -0, just keep it on. That way I got headroom for mastering. Or especially if they like the stereo mix. They say, well, I really like what I did with the vocal stone. I say, well, let me check it out first to make sure everything is sounding right. And if it's good, then the next thing I'm worried about is if they push the volume level up too much, because then if they kill the headroom, I have no headroom for mastering. And I like running my stuff through all the old school analog stuff. You know what I'm saying? My mastering chain consists of all analog stuff. So that's why when you hear my records, they sound the way they sound. Because of course I got the X rack and the X desk. I run it through that, but I run it through some other analog gear. So I have a sound coming out of my studio, not just the production, not just the producing, not just the beat making, but when I actually produce records, there's a sound. If you go listen to any of my records, there's a sound coming out of my studio. And so I like to keep it that way. I like to keep the quality of my sound so that when people call me to do records, major artists or independent artists, because these days cats ain't caring about their records no more. I'll be honest with you. Cats is throwing plugins on their record and they feel like it's hitting. But if you put your record up, put your demo, even my demos hit, but put your release record. I want you to pull up like the new record I just dropped, Love on the Dance Floor, featured Alan on that record. And Hug and Biz. I want you to play your record next to that record. You can pull it up in your studio now. Put that Love on the Dance Floor on, and then play one of your records right next, A and B your record to my record right now. One of your finished records. And you'll see what I'm saying. There was something special about records in the 80s when records in the 80s were mixed, when Dr. Dre them were mixing records and Teddy Riley. And this is why me and Teddy, we're on the phone all the time chopping it up, and we share a lot of game. Teddy shares a lot of game with me, and I share with him a lot of the concepts and how I operate. But I learned a lot from Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? Teddy has always been an inspiration to me as a producer. And the reason why is because how his records used to hit. I remember when I was younger, I used to say, dang, I wonder what he's mixing his stuff on. Then I knew he was using the MPC 3000. This is way before I met him years ago, right? But I was listening to the sound because when I was younger in the 70s, like in the 70s, I used to sit back and listen to, that's all I would do. I'd sit back, pull up vinyl, and just listen to these records. And I would listen all day long. I would just listen to the drums because I was a drummer, right? And I was in band growing up and playing in drums in church and singing. I literally would sit for hours and just listen to records. What's up, Rube? What's happening? Yeah. What's happening, fam? Brother Daryl, what's the word? I used to literally sit back and listen to records for hours. No BS. Like not even the production. Like I had times I would listen to what the producers were doing, right? And then some days I would do like 2 or 3 days just listening to like the snare placement, what reverb was on the snare, trying to figure out. I used to play this game where I try to figure out what microphone they were using. And then I would go, after I'd write it down, I would either go research. If I couldn't find it, then eventually I would end up working with somebody that worked with those people. And I would ask the engineer, hey, so what mic did you guys use on that record? Or what compressor or what reverb? I was really, as a young dude, I was really deep into wanting to know the sonics of the record, not just the production, but I listened to everything from the production to the arrangement, to the mixing, and why they put a hi-hat panned it this way? Why was the triangle panned over there? Why are the keyboards straight up the middle and then some panned to the right? I wanted to know all of that. But the reason why my records sound the way they sound is because I've been a student to the game, for real. So when you compare the records now, don't get it twisted. All your rap artists, trap, hip hop, it don't even matter. And this is what independent artists don't understand. They think cats is just using plugins. They're not. The major cats is still running that shit through analog. Don't believe the hype. Don't think that they just got all plugins pulled up on there, because those engineers are not going to tell you the real secret. And the real secret is they running that shit through analog. That's why it's sounding the Jay-Z, Kanye, they all still doing it the same way. Teddy Riley still doing it the same way. I know. How do I know? Because I know these cats. So I know what they're doing because I know what I'm doing. But that's the secret sauce. But all the artists that don't know, that think you just put a plug-in on it and, and don't get me wrong, there's some plugins that are amazing, but the plugins are only as good as the person using it. But even using the plugin, they still go and run it through the analog afterwards. Trust and believe that. They still run it through the analog afterwards. Don't think that it's not no analog being used in that signal chain. Listen to any of my records, and I promise you, you'll go, dang, man, Stone stuff be hitting. There's a recipe to it. So I tell cats, when you hire me, you're hiring me because of my history. You're hiring me because of my sound. You're hiring me because you want your records to sound like my records sound. You want it to hit like my records hit. I mean, my demos hit hard. They're not even finished records. So when you got a demo sounding like a finished record, that tells you what you need to know about the producer. You know what I mean? So when I try to educate an artist when I'm working with them and tell them, hey, don't kill your headroom. Analog is hotter than what digital was when it comes to the headroom factor, right? So cats be having their faders pushed all the way up, and you be like, dang, why that dude got his faders all the way up, and then he's killed all his headroom on the record because he's pushed all the faders, and then your ears started, and then they mix in loud. Like, I don't mix loud. Now I might master a little bit louder, but when I mix low, and I turn it higher, and I mix low, and I run it through the big speakers to see what it's gonna sound like in the clubs and stuff. Hold on, let me see what everybody's saying. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thomas, yes, sir. Analog is the boss. Facts. Outboard is second to none. Facts. DreamWorks said analog is second to none. Brother Thomas saying analog is the boss. Facts. That's true. Yeah, nothing beats the sound of analog. Brother Antonio said, "What's up, Brother Antonio?" Trying to say I like your music. Oh, thank you, family. I like the stuff that you put out. Thank you. Very good artist. Very good artist and producer and engineer. Hope to meet you one day. Maybe we can share some ideas. Absolutely, Brother Antonio. Listen, I'm always open to work with cats, man. I'm just trying to, what I'm trying to, okay, Brother Antonio also said, well, I need to sit back and listen to your stuff. Yeah, definitely. Listen to happy people. Listen to Absolutely Into You. Love on the Dance Floor. Listen to my album, In the Key of Love. Here's the crazy part about that album, In the Key of Love. When I did that album, let me tell you why I switched my studio back to, okay, let me correct myself. Let me tell you why I started back using all analog stuff. Not that I got away from it, because I don't want you to think I just dumped all my analog gear, right? So what happened was, the reason why I went back to the actual SSL analog output gear was I was mixing a record, and my boy Cohen Heldens, who mixed for Dr. Dre and tons of people, look him up, Cohen Heldens, Koens Heldens, friend of mine, mix engineer, top mix engineer. He called me one day, probably about, man, this had to be maybe 8 years ago. And he said, hey, man, listen, I'm using the damn stuff off of there. People trying to call me and stuff. He said, I'm using this SSL, no, the soft tube. And so I knew what soft tube was, but I wasn't really into no soft tube, y'all. I'm not even gonna, as a young dude say, no cap. I wasn't really even into soft tube plugins. I had a few, but I wasn't really using them like that. So he said, man, listen, I want to introduce you to this soft tube plugin. He say, you familiar with it? It's a SSL plugin. I say, yeah, I think I heard about it. He said, yes, it's a SSL 9000 soft tube plugin, and you get the console with it. You know what I'm saying? And you get that SSL sound. Now, me being trained on the SSL, when I worked for Grand Jury Warner Brothers, I can pull up pictures. I was on the E4000 all the time when I was in Cali. That's the console I learned on. That was the big console I learned to mix on. So I was already hit with SSL, and I love how SSL hits. So I was sold on SSL years ago, but I knew to afford a full SSL console, that was like, you talking about 150,000. I was like, I'd rather put that on a house than to put that on a console. That was my thought. Not that that wouldn't have been a good investment, but I was like, if you get an SSL for 120, 150 back then the maintenance of it, sometimes the maintenance can be anywhere from 5 to 10,000 a month on up. And then your power bill is going to be skyrocketed. So back in the day, I could have got one from the deals that I was getting, the publishing deals that I was signing. I actually had the money to get one, but then you have to have a place for it. And I was like, dang, I think at that time I was living in an apartment and I wasn't gonna put no damn SSL console in no apartment. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when I got my house, I was kind of like, I built the recording studio out in D-Shot and Corrupt and all them used to come and record in my studio here in Vegas. I had like the first state-of-the-art recording studio in a home. If you ever run into Corrupt, he'll tell you. Corrupt always tells people the story. I had it in my 2-car garage, state of the art. One day I'll pull the pictures up and show you. 3 rooms, it'll blow your mind. I got pictures. It was incredible, right? But I wanted to do an SSL in there, but I never did it. You know what I mean? Very nice studio. Had a nice, I think I had the Mackie console then, but and the Mackie console worked great. Um, so I Cohen was telling me about the soft tube. So I said, all right. I went ahead. I said, how does it sound, man? He said, man, listen, I just mixed XX Extension's record. This is before Extension passed away. He said, I mixed his record on. He was naming all the people, did some of Dre's stuff. I said, damn, it hits like that? He said, Stone, man, you'll be blown away. I got it. And I'm going to tell you, and I want you to go listen to this album. I got it, and I mixed the In the Key of Love album from start to finish. I want you to play that record. Play it in your car. It don't matter what you play it in. Phone, car, the record hits. I got it, and I mixed that whole record with the soft tube SSL 9000. And let me tell you something, man. I was so blown away with the sound of that record. And a lot of celebrities that know me were listening to the record, and they would call me back and say, yo, you mixed that in LA? Did you mix that in Larrabee? And I'm like, nah, I didn't. Why? They say, man, you sure? And I'm like, no, I didn't. They say, well, man, it's when I put it in my system, it's hitting. I say, yeah, that's that SSL stuff, man. They said, oh, you mixed it on SSL. I said, no, that was a soft tube SSL 9000 plugin. Once again, the plugin is only as good as the person that's using it. Now, what do I contribute my mixes to? I contribute my mixes to years of mixing records because I've been mixing records since the 80s. So it used to be a time where I felt like my mixes weren't good, but then I've had so many industry engineers tell me, Stone, your mixes hit. Because you get in that mode where you're like, you don't think your mixes are good because you've been told so much that it needs to be mixed by a major engineer. So your mind plays tricks on you. But all these engineers kept telling me, Stone, you've been doing this for over 30 years at that time. Why are you questioning your mixes, man? Your ears are tuned. You know what you want to hear. You know how to make it hit. Then I was like, dang, they're right. Everybody was telling me the same thing. Stone, your mixes are great, man. What are you talking about? So I got the soft tube and I mixed that record, man. And listen, I go back and I listen. I even pull up the mixes on that record to see what plugins I use. And I use 90% of the soft tube. A few, because I use Studio One. Teddy Riley turned me on to Studio One back in 2009. And he was so excited about it, and he called me and told me about it. I jumped on it, and that's all I used. Before anybody was even messing with Studio One, I've been using it because Teddy was endorsed. Teddy was the voice and the face of Studio One. So he hit me up to it, right? And I jumped on board. But um, yeah, man, it's like that sawtooth console, and I got both of them. I got the one with the faders, and I got the one with the EQ. And you can stack them up and have it set up nice, right? So I mixed it with that. So once, and let me land the plane, as my buddy says, my Italian partner said, let me land the plane. So let me land the plane. I was so blown away with that plugin that I decided to build my SSL console. I started building it. I said, damn, I said, man, I was like, what have I been doing? I grew up and I was trained on the SSL E4000. I said, what am I doing, man? So I called my buddy up in Nashville, and he had built, I think it was more of a coincidence. I think he called me and I was telling him about the soft tube. He said, man, forget about the soft tube, man. He said, it's good, but you need the real deal. I said, no, I know I need to. But when I was researching the X rack, they were out of them. They didn't sell them anymore. So I was worried. I was stressed. I was like, dang, how am I gonna find this thing? So he told me, listen, I know some people at SSL. I can help you build your rig, because you literally got to get the chassis, the X rack chassis, and then you build the pieces. You got to get all these pieces separate, like the EQ, the compression, the the uh um the bus compressor, which is the original E4000 bus compressor I have, like that was on the actual E4000 console. And you got to remember, the SSL X desk and X rack is actually the actual SSL. It's just a truncated version. So I spent about 30, 40 grand building that system for my A room. And I was so blown away with the sound of it when I got it. I said, and then now I combine it with the soft tube. So I'll combine the soft tube and the analog, and then of course the digital together. So I use the analog plugins and then the digital together. And then I said, okay, now I got a build run for my B room. So Timberland was selling. Have you ever seen Timberland's tour bus? He has what I'm talking about. He has it SSL Matrix console. He has the X desk and the X rack, and he has it all racked. If you go look up on YouTube in his tour bus, he has those racked. That's all SSL 9000 stuff. So he was selling some of those off his tour bus. So I bought another one for my B room. I actually have the one off of his tour bus sitting right here in front of me. I bought that off of Timberland's tour bus. So now in my A room, I have the X rack, X desk, nucleus set up, all SSL stuff. And then in the B room, I have the same thing. Now I do combine that with, like, the different compressors and stuff, but mostly I have SSL EQ. All my vocals you hear are ran through SSL EQ. SSL compressors, and then my master and final mix is ran through the G compressor, the E4000 G compressor, and that's why my stuff hits the way it hits. And if you ain't running it like that, your records are not gonna hit. It's gonna be a difference. You can play your records put it next to your own records, and I promise you, and put it on a good system, and I promise you it ain't gonna hit like my stuff hits. Unless you running it through that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you hear cats always talking about in the game, talking about this. That's why Dre is never defaulted from his SSL console. That's why cats don't default from their analog SSL consoles. There's a reason for that. It's the sonics, it's the sound. So when you get a Stone Paxton record from, I don't just do beats, I produce records. So when you come to me, I'm going to produce that record. So when cats say they're a producer, I need to hear you produce. Because people think just making beats makes you a producer. No, that's really like, nowadays, that's beat making. But in order to be a producer, you got to put the vocals on top of it, and you got the arrangements and the melodies. Now you into producing a record from start to finish. Let me hear you do that record. That's producing. EQ and mixing, vocals, arrangements. Now you producing. Now you don't necessarily have to do the mix, but most producers will sit down while it's being mixed to make sure the sonics of that record continues to stay within the idea of their vision. You understand what I'm saying? So I literally, after using the Sawtooth console, I was so blown away with the sound. I got to give Sawtooth their credit. I was blown away. Now, Plugin Alliance has this plugin called the E400 plugin SSL. It's dope too. But all I use, you guys, I have every plugin you can imagine. So that plug-in game back in the 80s and 90s, well, really the 90s, we played the plug-in game. You go to people's studio, they'd be proud to hit the computer and show you like 300 plugins, but they never used them all. I probably only used in all those 300 plugins, I might have used, and I had my time in the beginning. You know, you went to people's studio and they would have 10 plugins on this channel, 10. That was overkill. I use about 4 plugins on an album when I'm actually producing an album and mixing the record. It's overkill. All those plugins you'll never use. So find the favorite ones and the ones that work really good and stick to those, because it's all about the ear. Mixing is all about the ear and the balance. You know what I'm saying? And training your ear. Once you get to training your ear, because you can add plugins and kill your mix. So you're supposed to get the mix sounding good before you put any plugins on it. Like my mixes are sounding good before I lay any plugins on it. My mixes are already tight, and then I go and add the plugin later. What you say? Ruben said, I love the SSLG compressor. Now, no, that's not Ruben. Namba Music Studio says they like the SSLG compressor. Now, I have that actual G compressor. I have the SSL X Desk and X Rack, and I have that actual G compressor. But surprisingly, the UAD version and the Waves version, no, the UAD version and SSL's actual version, I mean, hits just as good as the analog version, the real version, because I've compared it to my real one, and it's amazing. It's pretty close. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It hits hard. Um, Brother Key said, right on, Brother Key. Listen, man, there's nothing beautiful. Let me see. Brother Thomas said, my first mixer was a Tapco 6. Oh, I remember those Tapcos. Mackie predecessor. Yes, because listen, I had the Mackie 32 and 8, and then I turned around and grabbed the Behringer. I actually still have the Behringer in the closet in one of these rooms here. I still got the Behringer 32 and 8, and that thing was, no, I got the Mackie 32 and 8. And the Behringer and the Mackie hit. And to this day, it still hits. I don't know what I'm going to do with that console, but I still have it. Listen, I will promise you this, man. Like, there's been a transition with music sonically, not with the major artists, because the major artists, one thing I'll say, they will never sacrifice the quality of their record, because the major labels are not going to let them, because they know the mix is very important. Independent artists somehow have lost their way, because I remember back in the day, we were paying 200 an hour for studio time, 120 an hour. That was nothing. We would put our money together, the group I was in, and we come up with the money to pay for studio time. And I got a documentary that's going to be coming out. So you'll see all that. You'll see me when I was young, the group I was in back in the 80s, and you'll see us in the studio. We were paying 200 an hour. Even though the label was supporting, that was still coming out of our budget. But we believed in the sonic value of our records back then. Now cats don't care. I mean, even production. It's so sad where we're at with music because of the copy and paste. This is a copy and paste industry now. I'm just gonna keep it 100. And I'm not banging on nobody that chooses to do that. I'm just being honest. Like, it's killed the value. So when a cat calls me for a record and I give them my price, usually they want to work with me, but then when I say, well, this is what it costs to work with me, fam. Like, I got tracks sitting around. If you want, I can do a little deal with you. But if you want me to produce your record and you want to sit in the studio with me, this is how it works. And it's like I think they forget what they're getting, bro. Like you hire a person because of not just who they are, but because of their history, and because of their history, and you also know what they're gonna bring to the table. Um, that's why you hire a person. People, a prime example, somebody called me, they said, Stone, I'm looking for a mixing engineer. Somebody referred them to me, okay? Literally, somebody from Atlanta referred a person in Vegas who's already here back to me, which is weird. Somebody all the way in Atlanta told somebody that's already in Vegas where I'm at, like, oh, go to Stone, he can mix the record. So when they called me, they say, listen, we got a lot of artists. I said, well, what do you need mixed? They said, well, it's hip hop. I said, all right, that's simple. I've spent about 4 hours on a hip hop mix. R&B stuff, maybe 6 to 8 hours. Is a little bit different. But hip hop stuff, I'll do a hip hop mix in about 4 hours. I don't like to rush it. I like to be able to listen in my car, live with it a couple days. So they call me and I talk to them. So they said, well, give me I mean, if I say, this is how much for one song. They said, well, how if I did 5 or 6 songs? I said, oh, this would be the price if you do. She said bulk. So I said, this is what it'd be for bulk. So they said, okay. And see, a lot of people just be capping when it comes to working with me because a lot of people just try to get around me to meet a celebrity or try to get up in my studio, try to finesse a relationship with me. And I don't really deal with a lot of people. Real truth. I don't really, outside of the internet, I don't really deal with a lot of people. If you get a chance to really be around me, it's because I'm really digging you as a person and your personality and your spirit. So I don't really deal with a lot of people. But this lady seemed very nice and she works with a lot of artists. But when they called me, that was the thing. Okay, we want to do bulk. I said, all right, cool. I gave them a cool price. They said they were ready to go. Then they turned around and was like, oh, well, she said, I'm paying for this. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'll get back with you. So I was like, cool, no sweat. I don't trip. So I think it was my month passed. She called me and I was like, wow. I said, she's like, yeah, I want to connect. I said, man, it's been a month. So I keep it honest with people. I'm like, because I'm pretty much saying like, well, what happened? It's been a month. Well, I had to do this and do that. And we had to come up with the money. I was like, all right, cool. Because, people, my thing is, if you ain't ready to work with a producer engineer, don't waste your time. Don't tell them you're ready and you ain't. So I said, all right. She said, we're ready to go, but we're only going to do one song. So I was like, well, one song. I said, I thought you wanted to do all of them. Yeah, well, the artist is paying. So at first, she said she was paying, then it flipped to the artist is paying. I didn't go into detail and ask questions, but, I just peep out of little things people say, and some stuff add up, some shit don't. So I was like, the artist is paying now? Well, I didn't say now. I said, artist is paying. Yeah, the artist is paying, and he only wants to do one. He wants to see what it sound like. Well, when a person say that shit to me, I kind of get offended because this ain't a test ride. You can't come here and test ride my mixes like you go to test ride a car. That's not how it works. Like you pay for the service, you get 4 revisions of the mix, and after 4, then you're gonna have to get charged for any extra revisions after that. But you can't test drive my mix. You can't be like, I want to see what that one sound like, and then maybe I'll let you do the other 5. All you gotta do is go pull up records I mix. I mean, it ain't rocket science. So that's the generation we dealing with. Because back in the day, when we would hire an engineer, we would hire that engineer because we trusted their sound. Like we had no questions about their sound. We was like, yo, they dope. I'm gonna go in. That dude used to mix for Dr. Dre, right? Or that dude done work with this person, that person, that person, that person. Plus, we done heard all the records they mix. We have no questions. Yo, how much is your cost? Do you remember the day, you guys? Everybody on here remember what I'm about to say. You remember when people would break their neck to get a mix from I just said it. It was right on the tip of my tongue. I was just about to say it and it slipped. Bernie, what's the name, from the mixing engineer. I know him personally and I just went blank. In LA. Anyway, he was one of the top mixing engineers and mastering. And everybody back in the 80s and 90s would break their neck to get a mastering from him. Everybody. It didn't even matter. You felt official. Like, man, if he does a master on my record, I'm official because he does Dre. He does everybody, right? Bernie Grutman. Bernie Grutman. I'm sorry. There it is. Mr. Bernie. Everybody wanted a Bernie Grutman mix. If I'm lying, say I'm lying right there. Everybody on here that's been doing music for years know that everybody wanted a Bernie Grutman mix because he was mixing or master because he was mastering everybody's records. So we didn't question Bernie Grutman's mastering or his mixes. We were like, yo, that's Bernie Grutman. You get that, man. It's going to hit like Dre's stuff. Yo, woo, woo, woo. So I look at it like that. And we would go listen to his records. And when you talk to Bernie, you wouldn't question him. You'd be like, Bernie, listen, I want to hit like Dre stuff? He's like, I got you, right? And he'll send the mix back or the master, and it was banging every time. This generation is not like that because they don't know. Honestly, the truth is there's 20 years of music knowledge missing. And then now we have this modern day. Then you got cats managing artists, and they don't know nothing about music or mastering or mixes. So you got the blind leading the blind, and then they meet people like me, and they're going off of my history and what other people tell them about Stone, or go get with Stone. Stone got it right. Stone do this. He worked with these people, but then they don't trust the process. So my thing is, if you don't trust the process, and if you're not investing in yourself, then there's 100 million artists out here trying to do the same old shit. And what separates us from the next person is the quality that we put into what we're doing. The money we invest in our equipment. If you don't know how to use this shit, then it's going to be the money you invest in somebody getting you as close as they can to that goal that you need to get to, which is the quality of the sound. But these days you can't, because everything is so like this now, and everybody thinks they know music, and everybody thinks they dope with music when they using everything as samples. Cats ain't playing no drums, they using drum loops. They ain't playing no keys, they using key, and ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't think I'm on here bashing about it. What I'm saying is the downfall to that is it makes everybody think they're good. And everybody ain't good at this shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you know how many times through the years of being signed to major labels that I wanted to give up because A&R would say, nah, that's whack. And they back in the 80s, they had no problem with telling you, nah, hey, Paxton, yeah, that shit's whack. And I'm like, huh? Yeah, it just ain't sounding right. I'll let you know when I say, well, what's missing? They be like, I don't know, but I just know it don't feel good. It don't sound right. You know how frustrating it is for a person to tell you that something doesn't sound right, but they can't tell you what it is. That exactly is what the 80s and 90s were with music being signed to a major label. The A&R guys were saying, man, it ain't hitting, but they couldn't tell you what it was. They just, I'll know it when I hear it. I'll know when you land it, I'll know what it is. Problem with modern day now is you can't be honest with artists. You can't be honest with producers. I have producers hit me up, and I pray to God to give me the right things to say to them. So you know what I say to them? When cats send me stuff that's just super, super whack, because I know I can't be honest with them, because I know they're probably going to say two things. I'm not supporting them or I'm hating on them. And y'all know what I'm saying. If you don't know that your craft is not where it needs to be, then what am I going to say is going to make you change your mind without you thinking that I'm hating on you, right? Because you got to know where you're at. In order to get to where you need to go, you got to know where you're at. But if you think you done already made it as a producer, writer, arranger, or artist, you think you're a star, how you ever going to make it? There's cats that look at me. There's cats that talk to me that don't know my history. They don't know all the dues I paid other producers, and they'll have this little bougie attitude. They won't tell me, but I could tell by the way they interact with me, right? I could tell what they're thinking. I'm 54, right? So I know the game, the young game, I know all that shit, right? So they'll say things to me, and I'm already knowing just with the setup, the way they say it, I already know what they thinking, right? Because I love people and I love helping people, I let certain stuff pass. But it's certain cats that will see you in positions that feel like you shouldn't be there because they feel like maybe they're better than you, or maybe they think they know more than you. But I'm going to tell you something. Nothing beats history. Nothing beats time. I tell cats, young cats, live long enough. If you can do this shit as long as I have, then you'll see success, because there's two ways to get it. Either you get lucky and that shit blow up, or you have to take the long route like I did, and you still become successful and you're still working with all the heavyweights. Me, I had a record deal back in the day, the group I was in. We was touring with the New Kids. We were signed to the same management company. And even then, things didn't blow up for us. But did I give up? No. I left the group, got a solo deal. That didn't work out. Went to another label, did a whole album. That didn't work out. Met some cool people through the years. Was able to meet Pac in the beginning of his career in 93. Met Biggie. Didn't really chop it up with Biggie, but I did chop it up with Pac. We became friends. Fab from Milli Vanilli, we became really good friends. I mean, I've had the pleasure of being very close friends with a lot of heavyweight people. right? But you would never know. But so many people respect me, not because I asked for the respect, not because I said, please, will you respect me, but because they watched me be consistent in this business for years. Consistent. So I have cats get on YouTube, like probably about 3 or 4 days ago, some white dude got on YouTube. He don't even know who I am, and he left a stupid comment, and I have my friends tell me, man, don't even let that bother you. Now shit don't bother me, but I'm gonna check a motherfucker when he get in my on my comments and say some shit. I'm gonna say some shit back to him, like for real, because I'm not gonna let you disrespect me. I don't give a fuck who you are. You understand what I'm saying? No disrespect to anybody, and the words I'm using is not towards anyone. I'm just keeping it 100, right? Like if you can get on my YouTube, I'm not one of those cats that's been in this game where you can get on my YouTube and say some shit, and I'm gonna let the shit stay there, and I'm not stay on there, and I'm not gonna say nothing to you. But once again, everything I'm saying goes back to this modern day um, atmosphere, this generation right now. It's like all super disrespectful. So why are things still working for me? Because I still show respect to my elders. It don't even matter. I don't care who it is. Like I show respect, even if I don't know you. You can even be younger. I'm still going to show some respect. So even if you hit me and say, Stone, what do you think about this record? Even if I don't like the motherfucking record, I'm still going to inspire you, because guess what? If I inspire you, it might push you to, what you need to do. You already know what you need to do. I mean, come on. Everybody that's producing knows when that shit is whack. So I don't need to tell you it's whack, but I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to say, yo, man, it sounds good, man. Yo, look, I like it. Because there's always something in somebody's record you can find to like. So I don't need to bash the person's music to tell them I like it, even if I personally wouldn't play it every day. There's something in everybody's music I can find where I go, man, I like that, man. And I'm being honest when I say that, because it might be one particular thing in that record that I like. Instead of us finding room to bash people, if we can uplift a person. Imagine all those A&R guys at the labels when I was younger that was telling me, oh, that fucking sucks, Paxton. I was like, well, what? Yeah, I don't like that music, what you just did. It fucking sucks. And I'm like, well, what? Can you tell me what I need to do? I don't know. Just, I'll know when I hear it. That's the shit that used to happen to us in the 80s. That's what A&R people, they had no problem with telling you that shit was whack. Nowadays, you can't do that because you might even get a fight from a cat, right? But imagine if I had believed what they were saying, that could have destroyed me for the future. So I'm careful with how I interact with people when they ask me to listen to their records or what do I think. I don't look to try to tear them down. Who gives a fuck about my opinion? I look to see what I can do to inspire them, because I know if I inspire them by saying, man, I like it. And so what I do is I look for what it is in that song they send me that I like. Now, if they ask me, what is it you like? Because they don't ask specifics. I'll say, well, I really like how you played the bass, or I love that melody, or I love the lyrics you use. So I'll find what I like in the song. And they ask me, did you like it? I say, yeah, I liked it. Now, I don't go into detail unless they ask me once again. That right there is enough to inspire that person to go back and say, man, Stone liked it, but I know I need to tighten up. They're going to go back and tighten up on their own. Trust me. I don't need to tell them what they need to tighten up. They know, unless they say, Stone, I know I need to tighten up, but can you tell me what it is in that song I need to tighten up on? Then I'll give my opinion. But I'm not going to give my opinion when sometimes you can go overboard with that shit as a person by giving your opinion to somebody that really is not ready to handle that or be able to really take it at that time. So you got to be careful with how you deliver because there's 21,000 ways to deliver an opinion. So instead, I always tell people I like it, because there's always something we can find in that we like. Now, is it on a level to where it's competing with what's on the radio? Well, that's to be interpreted, right? But I'm not going to tear that person down, because building people is more important than tearing them down, because we all negativity, we can pick and choose that shit every day. It's all around us. Why don't we pick a positive direction to go? So when you get people online, that's why I don't get on people's YouTube and fuck with people. Like I'm the kind I see people go on people's YouTube and just kind of fuck with people and they'll say shit like, man, that shit is whack. And I'm thinking like, bro, what made you take all that energy and go on somebody's channel to say that stupid shit? Why not say, hey man, I like that one song out of the 10 songs you posted? Or why not just say nothing? But obviously, it's something about that person that you're looking at their YouTube channel, but you want to say some negative shit because there's something about them that makes you feel like you ain't doing what you should do. That's the real truth. So when you see people go on people's channel and say some shit, it's usually a person that ain't got a goddamn thing going on in their life and they just want to fuck with people because they're miserable. That's the modern generation right now. So me, I'm about inspiring people, man. Y'all know when y'all go on my channel, I'm not on there talking no shit about nobody. I'm really on there just doing Stone Paxton, inspiring people, showing my OGs, number one, because I hold the flag up for my OGs because at our age, most OGs are dated as a motherfucker. And y'all know what I'm saying. Most OGs musically are dated, music wise. So the reason why you hear me always saying OGs is because I represent the OGs because I'm an OG. So I want cats to know that might have never accomplished their goals back in the day. It ain't too late. It ain't too late. Listen, I'm doing it right now. But now, although I've been doing it all my life, I still represent you guys. And as a black man, and my family's mixed with all kinds of shit, but I look at myself as a black man. I represent every black man that's this in this live right now. When I win, you win. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why it's important when we win, we make the right moves. When we win, we do the right things so that we can keep winning. We see all this crazy shit going on in the music industry. That's because some people, when they win, they forget what the struggle was in the beginning. So when you win, you help other people win. You spend that energy helping other people win. You don't spend that energy suppressing people because then when you have a downfall, you have a very serious downfall because you never help nobody else win. Plus, those people that you help win they're gonna check you when they see you doing some fucked up shit. So me, I operate in a transparent way. Everything I do is about helping people, but also helping my people. Most people that I try to help, my people, they don't take the help. I don't know why I try to help them, but it turns into some other shit. So I understand there's some psychological shit in that black community, African American community that we need to work on in order for us to work with each other. There's some psychological shit we all need to kind of work out. And if we can't, then it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how successful you are. This is why I appreciate my peers in the industry. This is why I love when I talk to Teddy. This is why I love when me and EA Ski talk. This is why I love when I talk to Snoop or I talk to Battlecat, if I'm talking to Rufus and tons of Babyface and tons of other people in the industry. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, the stuff that I've heard them say through the years or things that's been said to me. Because these are black men that want to see other black men win. They're not out to tear men down, and they're not out to tear artists down. They're really wanting to see people win. But if we don't listen, how are we going to win if we think we already made it? Going back to that again. If you already think you're successful, how do you have room to become successful? This dude hit me, and I'm going to show you. This guy hit me and said on my TikTok, "Hey man, I'm an artist. I want to get on TV so I can promote my music." He never spoke to me before. He never said, "Hey, Stone, my name is such and such. I'm a rapper from this state, man. Nice to meet you, brother." He literally just hit me and said, "Hey, I'm a rapper, man. I'm trying to get on TV to promote my music." I guess wanting me to help him. It's a way to talk to people. I just said it, what, 21 million ways, right? I said it earlier. And whatever you want in life, there's a way to get it by talking to people, by building a relationship. But if I'm jealous of you, beware of those that build relationships that are jealous of you because, you already know how that's going to end up. And I know that I deal with a lot of people that are envious. I know it. I know those ones that are, even if you don't think I know or trust and believe, my third eye sits very, very deep. I meditate 5 and 6 times a day sometimes. So I'm a Buddhist for a reason, for that higher energy. So I know what I know when I know it and when I see it and I feel it. So there's a lot of cats that I deal with right now that are around me. Not a lot, but a few from a distance now. Because, like I said, I don't let a lot of people get around me. But there's some from a distance that I deal with that I know they don't really have the greatest, how how can I say, the greatest, um, I want to find the right word. So let me say it this way. They don't really have the enthusiasm for seeing me to continuously be successful. I know it by the stuff they say to me. I know it by the way they talk to me. And I just let it pass through, let them think that I don't know. But as soon as they want to go deeper and get closer to me, I cut that shit off. I'm good at cutting people off. I'm great at it. Like, that's one of my biggest assets, knowing how to keep people at bay, right? But this music thing is beautiful, but this music community, like this Akai community with and that's another thing, this Akai community, you got the social media Akai dudes on one side, and you got the real industry producers that have produced records for artists through the years on the other side. Now, the social media guys, the influencers, they feel like their numbers are so big and they got power because when they say something, people should listen because my social media, I got 80,000 or I got 100,000. And they think because of that, a motherfucker should trust their word. But I'll be honest with you. I ain't trusting a motherfucker's word if they ain't got the history and show me what the fuck they can do with music. All this social media little shit, motherfuckers creating YouTubes, that shit is cool. But you're not an expert just because you create a fucking YouTube channel. You're an expert when you done put in the time and the years. That's what makes you an expert. You're an expert in that industry when your peers respect you. When you could pick up the phone and call a Teddy Riley or a Jimmy Jam and they already know who the fuck you are because of your music, not because of you got a YouTube channel and you feel like you're an influencer and you have all this power and a motherfucker got to listen to you because you're on YouTube. Fuck that shit. On the real, I'm just saying, you feel what I'm saying? If I am going to listen to a person that says they know how to dig a hole and make a swimming pool, and I paying them all this money, like, man, you really know how to, you know how to, you sure you know how to dig a swimming pool before you dig up my motherfucking backyard and pop pipes and bust pipes and shit? And they say, yeah, man, I know what I'm doing, man. You know how to rhubarb and shit. You know how to do all that shit. Yeah, I know how to do that too. All right, man. Here go that 80,000, man. Do my pool. And then you go back there and the motherfucker done busted pipes and gas pipes and shit. That's the analogy. Because anybody can go read a book, right? I can read a book and be like, okay, turn that on, turn that off, and you press that button, press that button, press that. And then if you hit that button, it's going to make, and then I press record on YouTube, be like, yeah, so if you turn that button off, press that button, hit that, it's going to make that go up and do that. Yeah, man. And that's how you do it, you guys. And that's why you should listen to me. Any motherfucker can study a book and get on YouTube and pretend like they know what the fuck they doing. But I want to meet the motherfucker that wrote the book, for lack of better words. I want to meet the person that wrote the book. So I'm not buying the bullshit until I see the history. See, bullshit and history don't go together. You can't put bullshit and history together and then you get success. You can't. It's just those two things just don't mix together. You understand what I'm saying? Bullshit and long history don't mix together. You can't get a history from bullshitting. And when a person doesn't get listened to, that's why. When nobody respects a person, it's because, the average person kind of know bullshit. Even the younger generation, they know bullshit when they see it. Hey, what I'm about to say, please don't take personal. 80% of the motherfuckers, 85% of motherfuckers on YouTube is bullshitters. Y'all know that. I ain't got to make this shit up. The real motherfuckers that's really doing shit don't have time to really be on YouTube. That's why that shit be hard for me and plenty other cats. Because when you're really doing something that it's hard to do this YouTube shit. Trust me, I'll be trying to discipline myself to do this shit more because people hit me and be like, Stone, when you going on? Stone, we like what you're doing. I'm like, man, I'm making these records, man. I'm making history with people. Okay, I'm gonna try to get on. So I've been trying to be consistent. But the real motherfuckers that's doing real shit in the music industry don't have time to always be on YouTube unless they set a schedule, which is what I've tried to do. Right? So all I'm saying is this ain't a rant. I don't want y'all to be like, man, Stone got it. That nigga was ranting. No, I just wanna share with you guys my passion when you hear me talking. And I just don't be talking, man. There's a method to my madness and my conversations and everything I do and say. And there's a lot of information I have that I can share with people. But most people, if they meet me on YouTube, they might be meeting me for the first time. I've been doing this all my life, man. This is all I know. So when I share something with you, it's because I've done it. When I share knowledge with you about running a record company and distribution and marketing, promotions and touring, it's because I've done it. I put together tours. I've been over tours. I've done marketing. I've had a record label since the 90s. I've been signed to publishing deals. I've been signed to major companies. I've toured all around the world. I only tell you what I know. I produced and worked with nothing but heavyweight artists and producers who respect me. You can run into any of them. They be like, oh, Stone? Yeah, Stone the real deal. Because I've respected them and I've earned that respect. All I'm saying is this music community, we got to be honest with each other, but we also got to help each other. But we also have to respect each other at the same time. So I hold the torch for the OGs. And I would continue to do that because I want to inspire my OGs that never finished doing what they were going to do in the 80s and 90s. I want them to finish it. I want them to finish them records, my OGs. I want the younger generation to learn this business so they can continue to move forward in the future and help other people. That's what this is really about. I want black men to understand that the real source of success in the music industry comes from you owning what you have and opening other opportunity for other people and owning what you have. That's the real future. And this music thing started with us. Don't let nobody fool you. Rock, jazz, hip hop, country, it started with us, man. And I'm not just throwing a metaphor out there because a lot of people that's not black will hear that and be like, oh man, here they go with this. Black people started this and that. It's the truth. I'm not making none of this shit up. Go study your history. But the problem is black people forget that. The young generation definitely don't give a fuck about it. So I'm saying take pride. Mexican people are never gonna walk away from their music. Ever. You understand what I'm saying? White people love rock music. They claim it as theirs. Now, okay, cool, but they ain't never gonna walk away from it. Black people forget about R&B. They forget about jazz. They done walked away from that. And then we're dealing with rap. Black people think that, once their music gets taken, they just go create some new shit. We gotta stay connected to the culture of who we are, which is R&B, soul, jazz. If you don't want to listen to the jazz, cool. Stay connected to the R&B because that's part of black history. The soul R&B is part of the history of identity of who black people are. If you walk away from it, where is it going to be 20 years from now? Hip hop. If we walk away from the real hip hop, now I ain't talking about trap, I'm talking about real hip hop. 20 years from now, where is it going to be? 40 years from now, the great grandkids, what are they going to say? They're not even going to know their history. But I bet you they're going to rock, still going to be there. They're going to still be talking about rock and country. So all I'm saying is YouTube is more than these relationships with content creators and us, guys like myself on YouTube. This is the information that they should be sharing when it comes to music and mixing and knowledge and all that. This is the stuff that we should be sharing. These are the things that really matter. These are the things that's going to inspire a person and make them want to keep doing this shit. You understand what I'm saying? This is what's going to make them want to keep doing it. When you got the knowledge, then you know how to maneuver in the game, right? So let's take the knowledge and let's run with it. And let's maneuver and let's keep making these great, defeating these great challenges, man, through knowledge. Let's defeat these great challenges. The music industry is about to change again. Let me tell you guys something. I've been the CEO of Brand Artist Coalition Distribution for a minute now. I'm always on the front end of everything. If you've known me back in the day, one thing you'll say is, man, Stone always know where everything is going. The major labels now are faced with a problem. They've gotten rid of all of their artists, most of the artists. And by 2025, they're getting rid of all of their employees. Why? You know what they're about to do? You're hearing it from me first. Every major label is trying to be a distributor now. I started with digital distribution when it started. In 1999, I was with the Orchard, who started digital distribution. The first catalog that they put together and they had on the digital platform was on the iPhone. That was the first digital distribution. I was at the beginning of that. When I used to tell D Shot and 40 them and all them people, Snoop them, and everybody laughed at me when I told them stores are gonna close. I just want y'all to see my insight, how I'm always 20 years ahead of time and 20 steps ahead. Nobody believed me back then. They were laughing at me. I said, all the stores are gonna close. It's gonna be all digital. All the music is gonna be on phones. Man, you nigga, you crazy. That's what people used to say about me until it happened. Then my phone started ringing. So I'm gonna say this to you guys. When you see the major labels do things, you know something is going on. Major labels have shifted and now they're about to become distributors. How freaking convenient is that? Because they're struggling to stay alive. So they got to switch that model up because that Spotify model with people buying streams has crashed the inner working of the system inside the music industry with the lies, and the numbers were fake and they weren't real. So when investors came and they wanted that dough, the numbers didn't add up with the money that should have been made. So the model has to switch because they've lost so much money. So henceforth, now the major labels want a piece of your catalog, your catalog, your catalog. Because they said, well, we switched to, being a distributor, then maybe all the artists will come to us. And you're going to have a lot of stupid artists that are going to do that because they're not going to get it. They're going to figure, oh, well, Capitol Records has distributed. I'm going to get distributed by Capitol. Don't make a difference. Once you're distributed through digital distribution, the playing field was level when digital distribution was created. That's why the majors were thrown off. It doesn't matter if you're an independent artist on a digital store here or there. It doesn't matter if you sign with Capitol. You might as well stay where the hell you at because it's the same shit. Unless Capitol's spending money, unless Polygram's spending money. Other than that, the playing field has been leveled. With digital distribution, it balanced it out with the indies and the majors. So the only reason you would want to be on the majors is if they're going to give you marketing dollars. Please understand that. Artists, producers, labels. Other than that, you might as well stay 100% independent. It's not going to, So to see them switch up this model and they're all now chasing after becoming distributors, I felt it was very interesting. I said, wow, this is interesting. I knew eventually this would happen. Knowledge that you can take and run with. So if you really love music and you're really trying to be in the game right now is the best time. Because the majors, once again, have shifted and they're trying to figure out a way to continue to control the theory of what's happening with music. And I call it the theory of music distribution relativity. You feel what I'm saying? Like, go make it happen. Create your name for yourself. Put out records, catalog. It ain't got to be no hit records, man. Stack up your records. Build your catalog. Put that shit out. Create your name, because as they continue to control the market, they will always continue to figure out how to keep independent artists out of the way one way or the other. Like the majors on Spotify. They didn't used to, but they came in and bought it so they can control the narrative. So I'm only sharing with you what happens on the inside. You could take it with a grain of salt if you choose to. I love everybody that clocks into my channel. I love all you guys that check me out. And I love all the people that hit me up in my inbox and say, Stone, you need to go live more. Stone, post more. Stone, do more videos. Stone, we want to see your creation process. Where you been? Thank you. I thank you guys, man, because all my real ones that's on there, you already know how I get down. Don't get the square job mixed up. Don't get, the hair and shit and the curl down front and all that shit and all that shit. Don't get it twisted. I'm a real one. Like, I'm a real one for my people. And I'm a real one for people in general. So, because I might talk a certain way, a lot of cats might look at that as like, oh man, he's squared up with the glasses and shit. I've always worn glasses. I've been a nerd all my life. But I'm one of them rare ones, though. I'm one of them nerds that's got that thing. You feel what I'm saying? And I love my people, but I keep it 100% real. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. Anybody can reach out to me if you need help, whatever you're trying to do. You can consult with me. You can just holler at me, be like, Stone, what's happening? I'm in Vegas, man. I'm just hollering at you. I'm going to come and see you. We're going to chop it up. I'm going to come pound you, give you a hug, be like, all right, this is where you go. This is what you do. I'm a real person. So always remember that. I ain't one of them bougie cats. I'm going to show y'all something. I was in Atlanta, and just to show you what I mean about people connecting. There's a lot of cats on YouTube that's in Atlanta, and all of them know who I am. When I was in Atlanta, we were filming that thing for Paramount for MTV. Nobody hit me up and said, Stone, man, you in my city, man. Let me come holler at you, man. Give you a hug, brother. Say hello to you. And I posted that I was in Atlanta. I posted. I'm in Atlanta. I was there for a week. Ain't nobody hit me up. So that self-love is real within the community. That not self-loving each other is real in the community. And we need to love each other more, man. I know it sounds very cliche and shit, but all my success in my life has been me loving people and people loving me. And unfortunately, it hasn't been black people loving me. All my success actually comes from other people loving me, other cultures and races loving me. My success didn't come from a black man put me in this game. Although my boss was one of the most successful black executives in the industry, Michael Conception, you can go look that name up. Mike did a lot of great things for me, but the beginning of my career wasn't sparked from African American helping me. It was me busting my butt and some Jewish folks, and there was a couple black executives involved, but it wasn't our people. So I try to be that bridge to help my people get to wherever they need to get, or just the understanding. If they want to know, I'll share the knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't fake the real. It's either you're gonna be real or you're gonna be fake. YouTube doesn't make me get on here and be fake because I'm such a real person. I can't help but to be real because I want when you meet me to know that I'm a real person. You know what I'm saying? You could touch me, you could reach out and holler at me and talk to me, and it's not gonna be no Hollywood shit. It's all real. Like I said, my phone rings all the time, and every time I pick up my phone, it's either about a lot of money deals or a deal with a lot of money, or it's a celebrity calling me about doing some business with me or me helping them. And that's a fact. I'm not capping and none of that shit. That's real. But when you got people like that ringing your phone, it says a lot about you. I'm a humble person. I'm just here to love on music, man, and to love those that love back on me. And even if they don't, I still show some kind of love, man. Let's click together, man. Let's share the knowledge, as producers and writers and cats that inspire to you want to live off this shit. You can live off this music shit if you're willing to put in work. I'm just telling you, you can really live off of it. But if you're not open to knowledge and learning, then it's not really gonna work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's just the truth. It doesn't matter. Life's already a struggle as it is. Why add extra bullshit to it with, this shit here? Clear what they say, free your mind and your ass will follow. You feel what I'm saying? George Clinton said it, and many other people have said it through the years. So listen, man, thank you guys for tuning in, man. I appreciate you, man. All you guys are showing so much love. Who else came up in here? Benny Williams, what's up, family? Uh, okay, so Benny Williams said, "Hey, bro, you know the difference from real and wannabe. You are real. Jealousy and disrespect of these young cats are never ending, but they will have to stand in the kitchen when it's hot. Hey, straight up, brother, brother Benny, that is a fact. That is a fact, brother. Thank you for that comment. That is 100% solid. Oh man, you know what, Mr. Bond? Hey, thank you for Mr. Bond gave me $4.99. Brother, listen, man. Man, I appreciate that for that love, bro. Thanks for the $4.99 to $5, family. Thank you. I really appreciate that, family. That was unexpected. Thanks for that $5, man. That is straight up love, brother. That's all love. You just made my day today because that just shows the appreciation that you have for me taking the time and just leaving some of this little knowledge, man. Um, that just shows me that you appreciate me, brother. And thank you for that, man. That is like that right there. That's solid. That's all I can say. It's $5, but man. To me, that's 5 million because it's the fact that you did it. You feel what I'm saying? That's that $5 million worth of love you just laid on me, man. Thank you, family. Listen, I people ask me, somebody was asking me about the Grammys, and they said, Stone, you've been in this game a long time. How come you haven't got a Grammy? And I tell them, well, listen, I've been considered for a Grammy about 3 times. I've been considered for a Grammy, but the music industry is so political. You got people that have been putting records out since the 70s, and still haven't gotten a Grammy. So now I know artists who will hit me up and they'll say, "Yeah, I'm working on getting my Grammy," and I don't say anything to them. I just go, "Okay." I say, "Well, how many records have you put out?" "Well, I haven't. Well, I don't have that many out, but I'm shooting for a Grammy now." So in my mind, I'm thinking it's kind of low key disrespectful to the people that have been busting their asses to be in this game, and then somebody just thinks they just gonna get a Grammy because they sing good, because they sing good or they produce good. They think they ready for a Grammy when it's really about relationships, and it's also about your history. And if you got a group that hasn't had a Grammy and been in this business since the 70s, what makes you think you just gonna hop over the moon to get to Mars? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy how some artists think they so ready for some shit that they have no idea about or they don't have the history about. So I didn't say anything to the artist. I was just like, okay, cool. They ready for the Grammy. I hear this shit all the time. You know, I'm ready. I said, man, people funny as shit, man. They ready Meanwhile, at the ranch, you still got to submit the record. You got to be a Grammy member. Now, you don't have to be a member to get nominated, but it's better to be a member. It helps because when you're a member, you can also help other people become members. But to be nominated, you kind of got to have relationships, and I got tons of them and still haven't been nominated, but I've been considered. And I feel like I do great music. But the time will come. That Grammy conversation with me, I'm not worried about it because there's two ways to get it. You just ride out your history and let the universe and God take care of it, or you try to force it, and then somebody say, "Well, man, you got 50,000." Yeah, I got 50. Yeah, I can help you get a nom, and then you either get played or you might even get a nomination, but you didn't earn it. So how do you feel really good about spending the money, or would you rather just earn it off of merit? Well, there's those that will spend the money to make it happen and feel really good about the shit even after they spend the money and be cocky about it. Well, I'm not one of those dudes. I will continue to earn my way like I always have. I've never taken shortcuts. I will continue to put out great records and I will continue to earn my way. And that day will come and we'll have this conversation where I'll be going on here saying, guess what, you guys? I got nominated for a Grammy. And even if I don't win the Grammy, I got nominated. Just like when I get considered. When you get considered for a Grammy, it's still just as good as a nomination. And a nomination is still just as good as a win. So I've been considered 3 times. Although I don't talk about it, I've been considered 3 times. It's an honor. It's a complete honor. Notice, I'm very happy with being considered. I'm not mad I didn't get nominated. And if I got nominated, I wouldn't be mad if I didn't win. Because when you get nominated, you still doesn't mean you're going to win. So you see, you got to trust the process. What the universe gives you, you got to be thankful for it in order to make room for all the stuff that's going to come in the future. You got to be thankful for that one thing first. Because if you're not thankful, you tell the universe you're not thankful. So it's going to give you all the shit that makes you feel even more unthankful. But when you're thankful, it's going to give you more things to be thankful for. So I've been happy with whatever comes. I don't ever really complain about much. I've always just been happy. Like, man, I'm just happy to be at the goddamn table. You feel what I'm saying? Brother Bernie, no, Grant. What's up, brother Grant? Grant said, bro, I'm 45 and I've been DJing for 35 years and producing for 30 years, and I'm still on it and never stopping and giving up. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Hey, come on. Yo, hey, hey, brother, is that brother Grant? Is that Grant? Gantman? Gantman. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but listen, we all got to clap our hands to that shit. That's the shit I'm talking about. Come on, man. They don't make them like us OGs. They don't make them. This is why my album that's coming out is called Generation X. And believe me, when you guys hear this record, I went back. So this album, Generation X, starts from the 70s and it ends at the 90s. That's the sound of the album, so that y'all know. So the music will start at the 70s, right? And it'll end at the 90s. That's our generation. They don't make them like us no more. So that's why I titled my album that's dropping on Thanksgiving is called Generation X for a reason. Man, we're the most technology started with us. The age of respect, the age of love, the age of discipline. That was all us. There's only discipline that allows you to be doing this shit for that long and still love it, right? 40 years for me. And I still love it like I started that shit yesterday. So that's a great point, family. That point right there, let me see. Gant, man, I hope I'm saying that right, man, because this thing's kind of blurred down here. But listen, that's a great point, brother. Thank you for sharing that. That's real. That's real. You've been doing this and you ain't stopping. Don't stop, brother. Because listen, trust and believe. My plans for all my OGs, I got this plan in my head, and I plan to roll it out. Where eventually I'm going to do this thing where I'm going to go across the country with my band and all my OGs, the ones that are producers and DJs. I'm gonna do a seminar where I'm gonna, go from state to state, and I'm gonna have all my OGs. Whether you're a DJ, a producer, you sing, it's gonna be event. It's gonna be a Generation X event where it's just for all my cats on YouTube who rock with me and who have the history, who's been doing this for years, and it's gonna be an event. And I'm gonna keep this going. My plans are to keep. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna be a part of something that I do all the time. It's gonna be the Generation X tour, and I'm including everybody that's on my YouTube that are OGs. I might have 10 DJs that night, and they all gonna DJ. I might have other artists on here who perform, and I'm letting them come up and perform before and after me and my band hit the stage. Because my thing is, I'm not a dream crusher. We're dream keepers, right? So we can kill 20 birds with one stone. We come together. That's their winning recipe. Me bringing everybody into one environment saying, listen, bro, I'm doing this Generation X tour. How many dates can you make it on? Can you make 4 days? Okay, come out on the road with me. Make 4 days. You always wanted to do this shit. You always wanted to DJ on a tour, or you always wanted to perform. Come out on the road with me. Come out here and do these dates with me. And I'm opening that opportunity to all my OGs on my YouTube channel. Not just though, even the younger cats, man. My thing is about the love. I'll create the opportunity that sparks your mind and make you go, damn, I never thought this shit was gonna happen. Stone gave me an opportunity. I was able to go out and do 2 dates because I couldn't do all of them because I had to work. But that's the kind of stuff that are in my plans for the future for all my cats on YouTube that rock with me, is to create that opportunity for my OGs and the younger cats. We all come together one forum and everybody performs, not just Stone. It's the Generation X tour, but I'm putting all y'all on the tour. You feel what I'm saying? Now, those are my plans that I'm rolling out for the future. So I'm just letting y'all know. So be ready when I hit you up and be like, everybody that want to get down, want to be perform on this tour, hit me up. Let's make it happen. DJs and all. It don't even matter. I don't care if you play a stick. We'll be like the Parliament. You be on stage with that stick hitting that shit. I'm just keeping it 100. Hey, Gary said, I will be supporting your album. Thank you, brother. That's definitely my favorite decade. I'm from Chicago, and I'm mostly known for producing house music. However, I do make hip hop and come up with using the MPC 3000. Oh, okay, Chi-Town. Hey, look, my sister is the president of the Black Chamber of Commerce in Harvey. I grew up in Illinois, right? So let me tell you something, Gant. Listen, Bam Bam, Jack Master Farley, Sick Hurley, all those guys is who taught me how to do house music. You remember Tommy E? Remember DJ International Records and Tommy E and Maximilian? Those are all my people. Those are my people. So I'm with you. Listen, and I used to record in Bam Bam's basement. Bam Bam, I don't know if you know Bam Bam, but you should. But Bam Bam is he's a pretty big producer out of Chicago as a house producer, part of that whole movement back in the day with DJ International Records and Pink House. He had an SP 1200 in his garage, and I used to sit back and do records in not garage, but in his basement. He had that SP 1200. Bro, we used to do some crazy stuff in his basement back in the day. Hey, Rube. Hey, thank you for the $5, family. Much love, family. Thank you for that. I appreciate you, brother. Like I said, that five to me, to my heart, that's 5 million, man. It's just a thought that you guys are donating the love, man. I appreciate that, family. Thank you so much for that, fam. Um, Yo, you just took me back. Chicago House. Remember Jack Your Body? Hey, you remember that club? Um, it was the warehouse. It was damn. I'm trying to remember where that club was when that whole Jack Your Body, when that movement was happening. But it was a club. It was a warehouse on East. Is dang, I can't remember. I'm trying to go back because you just got me excited about back in the day, man. Bro, let me know. Listen, if you want to get rid of that 3,000, I'm looking to buy another one. Other guy say, "Wow, yeah, you know all of them. They're my big bros." Pink House co-signed me as the youngest DJ on the radio. 10 years, 10 years old in 1989. Rest in peace, bro. Listen, 1989. Listen, you were 9 years old. I was. Wait a minute. You were 10. I was 9, bro. That is crazy. Wasn't that, listen, wasn't that a good time in Chicago? Let's be honest, man. Was that not the best time in Chicago? You had WGCI News, of course, but you had Pink House, you had, I'm trying to think of the other station. You had the Taste of Chicago. I'm just thinking about all the things that were going on. You had Jewtown, because we used to hang out in Jewtown all the time because there was a studio when R. Kelly started doing his album. I was working at that studio all the time. It was right on Halstead, right there where they selling the hubcaps and shit. And it was in a building. So when you go in that building, it had that freight elevator. And I used to be scared of that shit because it would go up and it would stop. And sometimes the door wouldn't open. And you would never know that that's where Jive Records had their studio, where R. Kelly did the Born into the 90s record in that studio, right there off of Halstead. He did the whole album there. But that building used to freak me out because it was like something out of a movie, like a Blade movie. It was so freaking scary and dark. You enter and go up that freight elevator, and then boom, the studio was there. Yeah, you just took me back, fam. He said, "Wow, I've known all of them. They're my big bros." Okay, yeah, those are my people. And so you know Rory too, right? DJ Rory. You know DJ Rory is here in Vegas now. He does the house music on the weekend. He runs a house music radio station here in Vegas on the weekends. Gan said, I was 10 in 1989, and I came up listening and learning from all of these guys. I was a protege of Paul Johnson, who made the Get Down House song. Bro, man, I'm glad you got on here, bro, because nobody will understand that unless they lived during that period of time or was a part of that. Chicago, what people don't understand about Chicago house music, gave birth to EDM. It gave birth to David Guetta and all those guys. They don't want to give credit, you know, they don't want to give credit to real house music. But if it wasn't for Chicago house, those vinyl were getting shipped over to Amsterdam and Brazil and London and all those countries overseas, right? But they don't want to give credit for EDM migrating from house music, which it did. So even when you see the house music documentaries, cats really need to talk about EDM migrating from that because that's where it came from. EDM migrated from house music, and nobody really wants to have that conversation. But that's the real thing. It was the brothers in Chicago that had created, and it's just like DC, how go go, and house music has a similar relationship with each other. But it all started with our community, and then cats took it and ran with it and called it another name and never gave credit to the inventors. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, it's a pleasure to meet you, family. Um, yeah. Hey, Major Keys, thank you, family, for tuning in, brother. I appreciate you, man. And thank you for my two brothers that gave me the donation, Rube and Mr. Bond. I appreciate you guys for that donation, family. That's love, man. Like, just for you guys to think of me enough to want to give me $5, man. It just shows respect for my time, man. And I thank you guys for that, bro. Because I don't get on and do this much. And believe me, my publicists and other people tell me I need to do this more. I need to get on here and talk more. And there's other things I'm going to share with you guys that you'll be shocked about me and my career and some people that I was responsible for their careers and them being where they are now. Tons of cool artists, man. But Look, me being on here, I would never met my brother right here, uh, Gant Man. See all this history that he has, him and I having a connection with each other through that. A Major Key say I'm from Maryland, as so I grew up with the go-go sound. Yeah, listen, Maryland and DC, because the go-go sound started in DC. So I just talked to my boy Jazz from Jew Hill. So he's from Maryland, and I'm doing some stuff on his new record right now, working with Jazz on some his with his label, as well as some new records with him. But yeah, that go-go had Maryland and and DC off the hook. What's the biggest go-go record? A Major, I'm gonna see if you know. Since because you're a young cat. I don't know. How old are you, A Major? But I'm gonna see if you know what the biggest go-go record is. Gant Man said, yes, black people from Chicago started house music in '84. Yep. Starting with Jesse Sanders, yep. Then Chip E, Marshall Jefferson, Farley, Jackmaster Funk, and Steve Silk Hurley. WBMX was the radio station in the '80s. Stop it, man. Stop it, man. You taking me all the way back, bro. I can smell the Polish sausages and hot dogs from Jewtown as you said that. Man, listen, I got a call from Carolyn Griffey, which her dad was Dick Griffey from Solar Records, and she called me, it was last year. And she had a record that she was doing that Silk Hurley had done, and Silk wanted her to contact me because he wanted her to cut vocals here, and then for me to send it back to him. And so I haven't talked to Silk in a while, but you mentioning Silk just made me think about that because there's a record with Carolyn Griffey featuring Christopher Williams, and they were going to come cut the vocals here. They ended up getting it done before they can come cut it here. But just the fact that I haven't talked to old Silk in a minute. Uh, hey, yeah. Zoid, is it Zoid? Zoid. You gotta tell me how to say that. Zoid Earth. That's dope. Whatever that is, Zoid Earth. I like that. Stop the Bomb by Trouble Funk. Is that a new single you got out? You dropping? Is that a new record? Because anybody that's promoting a record, please post it on there and let me know what you got going on. Always feel free to let everybody know what you got dropping. This is a community, so when we talking, I want everybody to know what's happening. You feel what I'm saying? What you got rocking. Listen, when I tell you this Generation X album I have coming will take y'all back sonically, musically. It's some great music, man. And you guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna be blown away when you hear it. It's just a great album, man. Generation X. It's a timepiece. That's what I'm gonna call this album. It's a timepiece. And so I'm gonna timepiece you guys back in time. For those that have never been back in the 70s, where I grew up at in the 70s, where my man Gant Man grew up in the 70s, and a few other my OGs online grew up. I'm gonna take you guys back in time. Hold on. Elwin, what's happening, Elwin? Oh, Elwin, did you hear that record? Did you hear Love on the Dance Floor, my new single? For those of you that haven't checked that single out, please, you can go on YouTube if you don't want to go download it on iTunes. Although I would love to have the download, but if you don't want to, go on YouTube, type in Stone Paxton, Love on the Dance Floor, LUV, Love on the Dance Floor, featuring Alan McNeil from Troop. It's a great record. This album, Generation X, coming out on Thanksgiving, is a timepiece. So I'll call it a timepiece record, right? It's a timepiece record. It's going to take you back in time. And oh man, it's such a beautiful feeling record. I'm thinking, should I play you guys one song? Y'all want to hear one song? Let me know. I'll play you one song real quick. I might play you one song. Let me know if y'all want to hear it. I'll play y'all a little bit. If y'all want to hear it, I'll play a little bit of one of the songs. Now it's not done, but if I can let me get some hold on. I'm trying to see the name of it. I forgot. Hold on. Hold on. That's not it. So maybe I get more people on here, then I'll play it. See if I can get probably about 10 more people in here. I'll play that record. If I can get 10 more people in here, I'll play that record. Y'all share this live. Okay, I'll play one song, Elwin. Y'all share this live. I want to get about 10 more people in here and I'll play it. Because when I tell you that this is so beautiful, you guys, this is like really, really, really super, super beautiful. It's beautiful. The whole album is just magical. The whole album. I'm trying to find the song. Give me a second. I'm just trying to find it. And in the meantime, share that live. We can get a few more people in here. I'll play this. I'll play it, you guys. Damn, how come I can't find it? 5 months ago. Oh, you know why? I know why. It's on the other computer in the A room. But I'm still gonna play it. I know I have it in here in project mode. So let me find the project of it and I'll play it real quick because it's in here somewhere. Hold on for a second. Stone album right here. Oh no, that ain't it. Welcome to Generation X. The generation. Hold on. That's not it. Generation X. Here it is. Okay. Let me get 10 more people in here. Share that live and then I'm gonna play this joint. Oh shit, where is it at? Hold on. Damn. Hold on. It's like it just disappeared. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I know I got it here. Okay, here it is. Hold on. All right, I found it. Okay, so let me see them numbers go up. we get it. Let me see. We 18. We drop down. We get some more people, and I'm gonna play that live. I ain't gonna play it until then. Okay, Gantman said black people from Chicago, DC, Baltimore, Memphis, and New Orleans started all of the music you hear today that once was underground, that turned mainstream today. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Absolutely correct. Period. Period. Get a few more people in here, man. I want y'all to earn this play because I'm letting y'all hear some of this stuff before the album comes out. That's why. So y'all got to earn this one, bro. So let's share that. Share that live to all your loved ones, the ones you know that's gonna tune in. You know, we just gonna let's get it up a little bit. You know, and then I'll play it. And trust me, it's off the hook. It's now, but excuse me when I do play it. Um, when I do play it, understand that lyrically, you know, when I freestyle, I write this stuff, I freestyle. So I'm gonna go back and some is not done. So just know that, okay? Damn, I want to hear. Listen, and I want to play it for you guys. But I'm not gonna play it if we gotta get at least, you know, we only got well, it's like 20 people on here. If we can get like 30 people on there, I'll play it. Because trust me, when you hear this, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is truly, truly beautiful, man. This album is, I might even play you two of the joints from it. Once again, it's a timepiece. So it starts in the 70s and it ends in the 90s. That's the concept of the album, Generation X. The sound of the music starts in the 70s and it ends in the 90s. So let's get a few more people in here. If we can get 30, I'll play it. If not, then we'll have to listen to it another day. Okay, thank you. Mr. Bond, thank you, family. Because listen, I want to play it, baby. Listen, I want to play it for y'all, man. This is like super, super beautiful. You know, and I got it sitting right now. It's looking at me. It's saying play me, and I want to play it. I gotta get some more people interacting before I play it up. You feel what I'm saying? Um, I'll play a little bit of another one, but the one I want to play, I'm not gonna play it until. Let me see. Hold up. Let's see. Oh, better yet, you know what I'm gonna play? I'm not gonna play that yet. I'll play. Uh, okay, okay. I'm gonna play "Love on the Dance Floor." Okay, we got 21 people. We getting close. We getting close. 30, and then I'll play it. Right now, I'll play you the single that's out. "Love on the Dance Floor" for all those that haven't went to check it out. I'll play that first. All right. This is for the steppers. Put your hands up in the air, London. That's one of these records. You feel what I'm saying? Italy. Ladies, step into the floor. See, I got more than love, baby. This from A to Z. Cause when I open up my eyes, I see clearly. See clearly. This is nothing but the truth. The truth. Love, it just takes you. So you and I can make our future history. See, girl, baby, I show you love. That single's out right now, y'all. Know what's on my mind, baby. See, I know my love will warm your soul, and you'll see that we'll be on the floor all night, baby. Love is on the dance floor, baby. It's our night, our night. Let the rhythm take on magic's hit tonight. Featuring Alan McNeil from True on the second verse. Your hands, what see is right, is right. So let's just vibe tonight, night, tonight, night, let's vibe tonight, night, tonight, girl, let's just vibe tonight, tonight, let's vibe tonight, baby, it's just you and me. So won't you pull up on me close and dance real free? Dance real free. Girl, you know I got the proof. This is what I do. Loving you is exactly what I need. Baby, I show you love. Girl, you seem to know. Listen, let me tell you something about that groove. This track, I did this track. Brother Gant said, people want to have this sound again, whether they know it or not. Feel good music. Brother Gant, listen, do me a favor. Send me your, because you DJ still, right? In Chi-Town. Post your email so I can copy it and I'll send it to you, because I'm sending it out to all the DJs that are spinning around the country. I got like 30 stations that have added this record. So I'll send it to you, family. You know, it's records. Let me tell you, all the DJs in Spain, Brazil, London, the ones here in the States, man, like people have jumped on this record, bro, and people have been hitting me up with like some of the most amazing responses from this record. And they're like, I haven't heard a record like this in years. I sat on this record for a year, just the music. I had done it, and I sat on this record for one whole year. And I just happened to pull it up, start working on this album, and that everything that happened with the vibe and what I wrote happened because it felt good from the day I did it. I knew it was something special about this record. Um, who's that? Wyota Stone. I live in LA, same age as you. Look, OG, keep doing what you do. People are sleeping on you, but they are waking up. Your music and MPC production is dope. Stay strong. Keep sharing with us. Wow, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. You see what my man just said? This is the shit that I live for. What he just said, man. It's really about the love, brother. Listen, I appreciate you. Um, Am I saying it right? Wyota? Bruton, Wyota, thank you, family. And really from my heart, brother, I appreciate you, family. You know, one of the things that all my peers in the music industry say, all the heavyweights. And when I say heavyweights, I mean the average artist you hear on the radio that's a legend. When they call me and they talk to me, these are the things they say to me. Stone, you are the one of the dopest cats that slept on in the game, in the music game, as an artist and producer. And I don't take it personal when people say that, because everybody in the game knows me. I just take that as people my peers recognize it, and the music industry will do things to you. Although I didn't certain things in this business I didn't do. I didn't fall victim to some of the stuff you have to do to be in this business. I took the long road. I said no a lot. Just know that. I said no to a lot of shit that probably would have sped my career up in other areas. But I said no. And I did things my way. And because I did it my way, I've been living, I'm living proof, and I've been living with my success growing through the years of the 40 something years of me being in this business. It's been a long road, but I'm seeing the rewards of my labor now. Isn't that crazy? I'm seeing the rewards of my labor now in my life. So it's never too late. But I took the road less traveled because I didn't want to do certain things that other people were probably saying yes to. I said, no, I'm cool, man. I just have to, if it's meant for me, God will make a way. I used to always say that. Now, thank you for the opportunity, but nah, I'm sorry, I'll just, or I might say, yeah. I might say, yeah, I'm coming to that party, or yeah, I'll meet y'all over there, and I never show up. I'm one of them dudes. They'll say, oh, Stone, yeah, come on, we want to have this meeting about this and help your career. I said, okay, and I never showed up. That was me. So I took the road less traveled, but I am seeing the rewards of my labor. Because, man, I tell you, the most special thing in the world is when you wake up in the morning and you're getting a call from a legend that's saying, Stone, I need your help. Can you help me out? Can you help me with this business? Can you produce this record? Can you co-write with me? That let me know that I've succeeded in exactly what I wanted to do. I've had 48 top 5, top 100 charting records as an independent artist. Two of those were billboards. I 47, literally, I think 48 iTunes top 5, top 100 in 4 or 5 different countries, two billboards, all this independently, and still rocking it, bro. Like, and if you know anything about what I just said, those things are not easy to accomplish. It's not easy to break into iTunes top 5 or top 100. That's the new top 40, by the way. It replaced Casey Kasem's top 40. And once again, this is why I say I do everything I do for my OGs, because they told us OGs that it was over with. Y'all remember that? They said, "Oh man, nigga, you old. It's over with, nigga. Y'all, you should did all that shit when you was younger." No, wrong. I'm doing it for all my OGs. I am that torch. I'm doing it for us. They said we couldn't do it, but I'm doing it. All these accomplishments, I took the long road, but I am seeing the rewards of my labor. So, brother, listen, thank you. Myota, Bruton, thank you, family, for that comment, man. That means a lot. That lets me know people are paying attention to what I'm doing and they're listening to what I'm doing, and I appreciate you, family. That's straight up solid, family. Uh, DJ Ruthful, it's better doing it yourself. The music industry will do you and suck you dry. Keep pushing, Stone. It sure will. Listen, I could tell y'all some stories, man. I just choose not to. Maybe it'll be in my documentary that's coming out. I could tell y'all some stories, man. I just chose not to talk about it, but one day I'll be able to go a little bit deeper. But I took that long road. I'm just one of those dudes where you hear me and you start going, dang, bro, you so dope. What happened? Because people always want to say that shit too. Well, what happened with you, man? You work with everybody. What happened? Ain't nothing happened. I just chose not to do this shit and go the route that most people went. Ain't shit happened. Literally. But I happened for myself. I just chose not to go the typical music industry route that's paved for with gold. You think it's paved with gold initially until you do the shit. And then you realize it wasn't paved with gold. And then you don't even own shit on top of the shit you had to do to get there. Now you're stripped of it all. So no, I took the road less traveled, but I still came out on top, you guys. Because when I tell you that I got some wonderful things that are continuously happening for me, I'm happy. I'm happy with how hard I've worked, although during those periods of time were struggle times through my life, and money was tight. Even though I had a major record deal, things were tough, and I would have a whole bunch of money, and then all of a sudden I wouldn't have nothing, and waiting on another deal to come through. It was struggles. It was struggles. You know what I'm saying? I slept on a few couches. It's a lot of stuff I went through that my family to this day don't even know. When I left Illinois and came to Vegas and continuously moving forward with my music thing, I went through some struggles, and I never shared those struggles with nobody in my family because number one, I knew they couldn't help me. Number two, I didn't want nobody to say, see, I knew you wasn't gonna make it. I knew that was, and so I didn't share it with people. I mean, I was around heavyweights and still struggling. I was around heavyweights back in the day and working in the studio producing records and still broke. Those are things I didn't share with people. So everything that I have and worked through the years, when things really start working out for me, I never took it for granted. That's why I'm always helping other people succeed in their dreams, because I knew how hard it was to get to where I'm at right now to this point. And people think, they see me doing TV stuff here, doing that. They think that shit just came overnight. No, man. I mean, everything I've done has been a labor of years and years of work. And one thing just led to another thing, because it all falls in line when you're lined up with all that. It just kind of all falls. Oh, I'm going to play that song too, y'all. Don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Um, so I just stayed consistent. I said no a lot. I mean, I said no a lot. I said no so much to certain deals that it made me start feeling like I had regrets. I mean, y'all ever feel like that? Like I said no so much where I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have said no. This is a mind of a young person. This is how young people get caught up, right? I said no so much to many, many deals where I start replaying it later on like, damn, I needed that 200,000. Damn, I needed that 500,000. I should have just said yes. Damn, now I can't go back, because if I go back now, I'm subject to really be dealing with some bullshit. And I said no to many, 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 many deals that would have had me set up with a lot of money back then. Do I regret it? Nope, I don't. At the time when I did it, maybe like a year later, going through the struggle, I was like, man, I should have just took that 500,000. I should have took that 200,000. But I dealt with it, and I weathered the storm and went through what I had to go through the struggle. And to this day, I appreciate all those no's that I said to people in the industry. I said, no, no, thank you though, but no, no. I can make you bigger than you are. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm just gonna stick with what I'm doing. So it's a price to pay in this game, but when you do it your way, the only price you pay is your dedication and your time. You feel me? Brother John, good afternoon. John Bong, hey John Bong, and what's happening, family? That's my that's my homeboy from back in the day. What up, Jay? What's happening, man? Me and Jay go way back. Okay, DJ Rupel said, but you never gave up. You're still here doing what you love, and that's what matters. Absolutely, man. Listen, I'll be honest with you guys. I never imagined some of the stuff that has happened for me. I never even imagined it would happen. I'm not even gonna lie. But what I did know is if I stick with what I'm doing and I stay on it, things are gonna happen, and they'll happen my way. I knew that. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but if I stick with it, things will happen, and they'll happen the way I want them to happen. So I did know that, but I just wasn't sure if it was gonna happen. But I just knew when it does, and if it happens, it'll happen my way. Plus, I love what I do, so I never really done it for money. So when the money started coming, it was more like, wow, I get money to do this. I was more shocked than anything, and I get a lot of money to do this. So I was always amazed with the money that comes with it. but I did it with so much passion, I never paid attention to the money. Then I started being more sharp on my business after I got for a lot of money in publishing. I started sharpening up my game, and then I got control of it. But like I said, all these years, there's just a lot of people that didn't know my history. Even people back in the day, I'm sure John is watching me. He this cat's been around me since he was a young dude, man. He used to come around me and stuff, and he didn't know my history. A lot of people didn't know my history of what I had done even back then because I never talked about myself. I was very humble, and I never talked about all the people I work with, and I still am. It's the most I'm talking, and I'm sharing with you guys because you guys spend so much time on YouTube watching me. I said, let me share a little bit about Stone. But a lot of people from my past never knew my history. It's like people didn't know I'm responsible for the artist Neo. People didn't know I was the guy that put together the group that gave him his opportunity, that put him in the business he's in right now. Nobody knew that. I mean, so when the magazine interviewed me and asked me about it, I don't know how they found out because I never shared it because that situation goes deep. So when they asked me about it, when I was interviewed in Blues and Soul magazine out of the UK, one of the biggest R&B magazines, I talked about it when they asked me, and so a lot of people saw that article and they had no idea that I was responsible for the beginning of his career. He was in a group I put together called Envy. It was him and five guys, and in that group was Neo, which his real name is Shaper, and a kid named Corey Clark. Now, if you don't remember Corey Clark, he was a kid that slept with Paula Abdul, that whole scandal with American Idol. I had the both of them in the same group. And my good friend, a guy that I thought was my good friend back when I was like I think I was like 24, 23 when I put that group together. Um, and that was my group. You know what I'm saying? And he stole the group from me. And at the time, this guy was a police officer. So he pretty much made threats to me. Like if I keep bothering him, keep calling about taking my group, he's gonna do this and that to me. And I believed him because here in Vegas, he was a well-known police officer and I just didn't want no problem. So I had to pretty much walk away from the group that I had started because he stole them from me. Because I set him up to take them to a meeting in LA. But when they went to LA for the meeting and came back, he had taken my group from me. He was like, that's my group now. And the rest was history. And there's other stuff that goes with that story, but I can't talk about it. But Neo started with me. I started Neo's career. I put him in a group called Envy, him and Corey Clark, the both of them, and that was the beginning of their career. And he used to go on TV and talk about it. And this is not allegedly, because when you're talking about people, people would say allegedly. No, I'm telling you the truth. This is my story. This is the truth. Um, he would always talk about like he was from Atlanta when he's from Vegas. I never understood that when I would see him talk about that. And I'd be like, dang, how come he ain't mentioning my name? When people ask, when did you get your start? It's not a trick question. When you get your start means, when did you get your start, right? That means when the beginning happened. So for some reason, he would never mention my name. He would always talk about some dude that helped him. And I said, how this dude just totally erased the beginning? The beginning. When people say start, they're talking about the beginning. You guys were young dudes. Y'all didn't have no money. Y'all didn't have no way to get back and forth to LA. Y'all didn't have no money for studio time and stuff like that. Nobody believed like that. So you can't erase people out of your history when they were part of the beginning of it. And that's something that he knows. I don't need to say he doesn't know. He knows that now. But let's see moving forward in the future, he's going to eventually be honest when he has to tell his life story and he has to mention the beginning and he has to mention the dude named Stone Paxton because that's the truth. And if he doesn't want to mention it, then it'll be in my documentary. I'll mention it again. I'll tell the whole story. But it just shows you I've been responsible for a lot of artists' careers, a lot that I don't even talk about. A lot of them getting record deals. We can go on and on. Because when I worked for Grand Jury Warner Brothers, one of my jobs was to bring new talent. Bring new talent, put them in the studio, cut the records, bring new. So that's not the first group that I put together. I put together tons of other groups and artists and brought them to Grand Jury Warner Brothers. Some worked out, some didn't. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just so many levels to me that I never share with people. Gant Man said, God knew where you were supposed to be. You're still here. You've learned and you have knowledge and wisdom to move forward. Absolutely. Brother John Bong said, I heard a lot of stories back in the day. about Vegas police. Yeah, Jay, they were off the hook. And then DJ Truthful said, damn, that's crazy. Some people are just scandalous. Yeah, facts. It's facts. And Jay, you know I always stay humble too. DJ Truthful, yeah, Ruthful. Yeah, man. I don't get it. Like, I don't, there's another story I want to share with you guys, but I can't say it because if I mention this person's name, they'll be very upset. But let's just say this. I was producing this very successful female artist who's involved with one of the biggest TV directors and TV producers in the world, right? And she was involved with Prince. She's was a member of the New Power Generation. So I produced a lot of records on her, a lot of records. And you know what? It blew my mind because at one point she started telling people that she was writing and producing these records. Now, I don't ever understand when artists can take the credit of a producer. If it's okay if you say you wrote what you wrote, right? Like I wrote half that record with Stone, the lyrics, not the record, because you wrote the lyrics, right? But when a person's taking credit, like I produce, yeah, I'm a producer, I produce, and then they're not mentioning my name. It's always shocking to me because this has happened to me a lot through the years. I don't tolerate it anymore. I don't play that shit with nobody no more. But I went through a lot of that back in the day with people taking credit for my work. This is why I had a lot of respect for Battle Cat. And I'm gonna tell you why. Battle Cat, I did a record for Mila J, which is Janae Aiko's sister. And I love this brother Battle Cat, man. Solid, as solid as it gets. People started asking Battle Cat because it sounded like a Battle Cat record. People were asking him, man, that people are saying, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you who told me it was Rock Wilder, the producer. For those of you that don't know who Rock Wilder is, look him up. Rock Wilder, I was at Missy Elliott's unveiling of her wax figure. And I was with my partner, Rufus Black, my writing partner. And he told damn, I just meant the producer's name. He told Rock Wilder, hey, tell Stone the story. He said, that's Stone? He said, yeah, that's Stone. He said, oh man, let me tell you. He said, well, I heard that Mila J record. I called Battle Cat and I said, Cat, yo, that record is dope, Cat. And then Battle Cat said, man, I didn't produce that record, man. That's Stone Paxton. So when he told me the story, man, I said, you know what? There are honest people in this business. Battle Cat is probably one of the most solid cats. Dope, one of the dopest producers, man. And the fact that he took the time to tell him, he didn't even have to say nothing about it. He could have just let people think he produced it because it sounded like a record he produced. He said, nah, man, Stone Paxton produced that. So that let me know that there are good people in this business who don't want to take people's credit. And it made me feel good. And I thank Cat for that. I messaged Battle Cat and said, thank you, brother, for letting people know that, I was the one that produced that record, brother. You're a solid brother. I appreciate you. And he respected that. But in this business, there's a lot of people that have taken my credit through the years. And I can name names. I choose not to name names because it doesn't stop. The list is long. It's very long. And that's been one of the stories of my life that I don't talk about much, which I'll probably talk about in my documentary. Uh, oh, Gant Man said, was it Nona Gay? No, it wasn't Nona. I probably, to be honest with you, I won't say the name, but I would probably, if we had a one-on-one conversation, I would share it with you. But because of social media, and I could actually say it because I'm not. It's my truth, and it is the truth. I could share it, and I wouldn't get in trouble per se. But that person would be mad at me, and then I would, I deal with them, but then I don't deal with them, and I just don't feel like dealing with the bullshit of hearing them. I heard, and somebody said you posted the video, and then why you, all that shit, right? DJ Rupel said Battle Cat is dope for sure. He is one of my favorite producers. DJ Rupel, have you heard that record? Mila J is called Welcome to the West. Have you heard that record? If you haven't, I want you to go listen to that record and you'll see why everybody thought it was a Battle Cat production. Battle Cat did the vocoder on that record. So he was on the record with us, right? But he did the vocoder. Rufus Black wrote it. Me, Mad Lion, Rufus Black, all of us in the studio. Battle Cat did the vocoder. And it sounds like a Battle Cat production. And so everybody thought that. So when you hear it, you'll be blown away. It's called Welcome to the West by Mila J. Check it out if you haven't had a chance, if you get time to check it out. But there's so much about my history that the book would be this thick. And, you know, so I'll do a little documentary. I'm not going to dive too deep in the first documentary. It'll be more about my history and how I've lasted. That's the documentary I've been working on. It's called Stone Paxton, Leaving No Stone Unturned. It's like the first series of the documentary. And then I'll do another one later. So I've been working on that documentary now for about 3 years. I don't know if I'm going to drop it next year. I'm not sure, but I'll keep you guys posted. But there's so much about my history. But listen, I'm going to play this song now. We got 20 people in there, and I'll go ahead and rock it. Now, disclaimer, it's not done. Certain words not as clear because I'm still penning it in because I freestyle a lot of my stuff, okay? So this is going to be on the next album, the album that's dropping on Thanksgiving called Generation X. It's a timepiece album. So it starts in the 70s and it ends at the 90s with the sound of the music. This is one of the records, okay?
See, baby, we can go all night for love. Used to and I so deep up in the stars above. Cause baby, we both know tonight is all complete. You're here with me. When I'm finished, we will start again. This love is like a movie, but it's not the end. Let me take you to this level of ecstasy. You're in with me. I bet you didn't think that I could go the distance now, girl, you want more. You see that I'm not the other one, but the one. This love still has you on cloud number nine. I can see it when you grab me and rewind. Let's take this moment and reflect upon this grind. Tonight we got that vibe. Sitting in the living room, I said I really, really want you. Girl, I can really, really feel you. Yeah. You almost lost your mind. The feeling we give to each other, girl, there's no other feeling than this. So baby, let's both slide between the sheets. We can both make this night one that's so unique.
So that's one that's on the album, you guys. Okay, I'm going to share another one with you guys, okay? This is an up-tempo song. Here's another one, okay? Okay, here we go. Here's another one, up-tempo vibe. Yeah. All right, John.
Hey, baby, looking for the right man just to take it. Taking your heart away, making it shine like a diamond. Give you the attention you desire. Set your soul deep on fire. Yeah. You want me, baby. Said you want me, baby, cause I pay attention. Give you all the things you miss, girl. A gentleman. I'll be gentle with you, baby. Take you higher. You don't need to ask me twice, girl. You have that sexy savoir-faire. good 'cause I'm here with you. Oh, baby, when I kiss your lips, say that I'm the only love yourself, my man. Oh, baby.
Maybe I'll let y'all hear a little bit of this other one too. Thank you. Listen, let me play some of this other one. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna play y'all a little bit of this other one too. Hold on. Where you at, buddy? Oh, here it is. This is called Celebrate.
Seem to forget that you know you need a break sometime. You work the 9 to 5 and you need that space, relax your mind. Yeah. When you close your eyes, you let the music take your soul away. So you can't deny it's time to love on yourself today. Yeah. So it's Friday, you just got paid. Yeah, I'm feeling good, let's celebrate. Yeah, the sun is shining, we can celebrate all around the world today. Yeah, it's Friday, you just got paid. Yeah, I'm feeling good, let's celebrate. Yeah, the sun is shining, we can celebrate all around the world today.
I'll play a little bit of this other one for you too. Yeah, let's go. Hey, Brother Moses, let's get it. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna play a little bit of this other one for y'all. Here you go. Hold on. I'm trying to find it now. All of a sudden, I can't find it. Excuse me. The table for two. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, where is that? Hold on. Now I got to remember that record, you guys. Hold on. Okay, here it is. The one you love. Okay, here it is. All right, here's another one, you guys. Yeah. If your heart's with it, we can take our time. Cause baby, love transcends all space in every lifetime. I don't want another. I just need you here. You thought that maybe distance would tear us apart. The thought of you here from here just fills my heart. Long walks and white stars come out. I'm gonna be the one you love. I'm gonna be the one you with. Cause I promise that I'll be with you for life. I'm gonna be the one you marry. We're gonna have a lot of kids. And we will write your memory just going down. Yeah, you guys. So, Generation X, this album starts in the 70s and it ends in the 90s, the whole Generation X era. So it's an interesting album. It's a timepiece. DJ Rufel, she says, thank you for sharing your music, Stone. Much love. Thank you. DJ Rufo, I appreciate you. Listen, I just wanted to share with you guys a little bit. Maybe I'll log on a couple times a week and Elwin, thank you. Did you hear that first one? That first one I played? Did you get to hear that one? Elwin, did you check that one out? I'm not sure if you heard it, but I played that first one, the first one I played. But this whole album is like that. I mean, it's just, here's another one. I haven't laid the vocals for this one yet because I'm still, hold on. I'm still working on the vocals for this one, but this one. I still gotta lay the vocals for this. Oh, this one's gonna be nice too. I feel nothing in you. Yeah, so this one is gonna be dope too. Mr. Bond, bro. Wow, man, you hit me up again, Mr. Bond? Yo, fam. Hey, did you hit me up twice? Who else donated? Man, thank you for the donation, brother. Damn, okay. Let me see. Mr. Bond, bro, that's twice, bro. Thank you for the love, fam. Yeah, this whole album is thank you for that donation again. Wyota, yeah, Stone. Yeah, listen, no. You got to hear the vocals that's gonna be on this one. I'm cutting this one today. The vocals on this is so. The vocals are so dope. I can't wait to lay the vocals on it. Yeah, it goes like it's here. Hold on. Y'all done got me pumped up. I can sing a little bit of the arrangement of it. Somebody gave me, Mr. Bond. Yo, bro, hold on. You done donated 3 times, fam? If you did, man, thank you, because that's crazy, man. Hey, why Mr. Bond donating and y'all ain't sent Ruben, Mr. Bond, and who else did? Hold on. Ruben did, Mr. Bond did. Who else did donation? That's love, man. But I'm shocked because I got my brothers donating and y'all ain't sent me $1. So listen, thank you guys. But listen, so this how the vibe. So y'all tell me what y'all think. This the vibe of it. Okay, it goes like this. The words just gonna come off my head. Okay, here we go. All right, here it is. I feel the love that's in you. That's right. That something special came through. Nothing but matter can compare. The love like you is something rare. Backgrounds. Nothing animals around. Hey, that's Charlie Wilson. Oh, nothing no. And the chorus will go like it's in. When you're feeling knocked down, baby, I feel your love. I feel the love come, baby, it's both of us. Nothing special, but baby, I feel your love. Na, baby, it's both of us. Second verse in. Yeah. Hey, I'm knocking stuff down because it feels so good. Hey, that's the vibe. So it's gonna be just I feel the love that's in you, and I'm gonna use that Charlie Wilson I'll probably hit his nephews and get that. Remember Charlie used to do that little thing in his records? So I feel the love that's simple. Boom, 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 boom. And then the way the background vocals will go, they're gonna be stacked. So the first level backgrounds will go like hi, and the other ones will go I in harmony. No, the first it'll be melody, and then the second half, the harmony of them will come in. So when I do it, I'll come back and play it, but it's gonna be dope with the and the chorus is simple. Uh, Baby, I feel your love. Baby, it's both of us. I don't know, no, no. Baby, I feel your love. I'm taking you back to the 70s and 80s with that funk. Cause I feel the love that's in you and us. Sometimes it's like kind of true. That's right. Nothing and nothing compare. It's something and another rare. You get them backgrounds right. The second half, they'll come in again. It'll go. They'll harmonize with it. And then the chorus. Hey, baby, I feel your love. Baby, it's both of us. I sit in my phone. Baby, I feel your love. Baby, it's both of us. Hey, hey, I don't care what nobody say. That's a jam. Hey, when this is done, I promise you, the vision. You guys are gonna hit a vision where I'm going with it, and you're gonna be like, all right, I see you, Stone. It's a vibe, man. It's really about a vibe. Thank Brother Bond, Mr. Bond. Thank you, family. See, what I want to do is take people back to a period of time when music, when it felt good here, when you could put a record on and just let the whole album play. If you listen to my Zodiac volume, I mean my In the Key of Love album, it's like that. Like you can put that album on and just let that album ride through. It's a vibe about it. It's a spiritual vibe about it, man. And so what I know is that you can't fake a record. It's either people are gonna feel the record or they're gonna be like, So I do my music with an element of growing up in church. My mom was an evangelist, so growing up playing drums in church, I remember when they used to have revivals and just the feeling of what that felt like for those that had never been a part of a revival. It was a spiritual element to it, but at the same time, there was so much going on at that same time because we were young and we knew that during the times of the revival that there was going to be some beautiful girls that come through from the other churches from a different state, right? So I'm the drummer, I'm on the drums in church, right? And so I knew that whole revival was an experience, basically what I'm saying. So when I do an album, I like giving people an experience. Like I want to take you back in time where when you put my record on, your mind is like, I got to see this dude live. Because Stone, when he all the records I done heard on him, this is why so many people like to see me live. I've spent some time going overseas touring, but 2025, I'm spending more time touring in the US because so many people are saying, Stone, we don't get to see you live. Because when they hear the music, it makes them want to see me live. They're like, bro, I got to see you live because your music is just the energy of it. So I know that I can give you an energy because I love what I do. And I know that that cannot be replaced by anything but of that same level of equivalency, right? That high frequency. So my vibration that I'm giving you, it's undeniable because it's coming from a real place because I'm feeling you, right? So I'm giving you that same thing that you already got in you. That's why when people hear the stuff I do, they know it's coming from a real place. It's not faked. I'm not pretending and trying to be somebody else. I'm just up in here and whatever feels good, I'm doing. I just want to move people's spirit. If you guys haven't heard the Happy People song, if you go listen to Happy People, I had Amir Bayan from Kool and the Gang was here in the studio with me the other day. And Amir said, man, I got your song in my car. I said, what song of mine you got? He said, Happy People. I said, you don't have happy people in your car. He said, everywhere we travel, when Cool and the Gang we tour, I got it on the thumbnail. I pop it in my rental car and I rock to it. I said, Amir, you got my song? I said, yeah. And he starts singing the lyrics to my song. And it blew my mind because this is a legend. I never knew he was paying attention to my music like that. But when you create from that organic place, it's real. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm giving you guys that element of realness based on the soul, the spirit. I want to take you to an experience. Even the intro of Generation X, the intro that I have, I'm talking in the beginning of my intro of the album, it's going to take you on a journey, the intro. And the album is going to take you on a journey like this. And there's some people that are going to cry, some people are going to smile, but even the ones that are going to cry, these are tears of joy because it's going to take you back to the times that we had to be in the house. The parents would say, "Hey, make sure that street light don't come on. You better be in the house before that street light come on." That's how we knew what time to be in the house. If that street light came on, we knew we was late or we was running to the front door, right? So I'm taking us back to the 70s, to the 80s, back to that time, that moment in time when our bicycles and the tight handlebar, the tight brakes. Remember, you got your first bike and you was riding that sucker, you hit the brakes and it flipped over the handlebar. I don't know. Listen, I experienced it. I know I can't be the only one. But that, you know what I'm saying? The whole atmosphere of kids being outside, and you remember hearing the sound of the whole neighborhood, and everybody's outside having fun. The kids, just that whole. I'm taking us back to the '70s, and I'm bringing us into the '80s, and then I'm gonna end us at the '90s with this album, Generation X. It's a timepiece, you guys, and then I'm gonna hit the road next year. I'll be on the road doing my album, but sometimes I'll also be on the road mixing for Troop. They're live engineers. So if you don't see me on the road with me, I'll be out on the road with them mixing their live show. But I'm taking the Generation X on the road next year, you guys. So I'm coming to a city near you and with the band. And when I tell you it's gonna be a revival, get your best suit out. Listen, get your stuff together because I'm coming and I'm rocking your city. I'm rocking your spirit. And when I leave, you're gonna be asking when am I coming back? Because it's truly gonna be an experience. Generation X, the revival. I might even name the tour that the Generation X revival, man, because I want to take you, I want to take your soul and shake it up and send you back home. So when you go to work every day, you smile and people ask you, what's wrong with you? Why are you so happy? I want to touch you like that. And that's what I do with my music. I like to touch people's spirit and their soul. Um, but Gant man say, you got this, bro. Just keep doing what you feel in your soul. It's a reason why you feel this way and creating this. Absolutely. DJ Rufus says, I'm going to hit you up on IG Stone. I want to ask you something. Okay, DJ Rufus, sounds good. When I get off here, I'll respond. Um, Shadow World, is that Charles? Is that right? Shadow World LLC. Yeah, this the joint from the shorts you posted. Yeah. That's the joint from the short. So listen, wait till I finish it. When I finish it though, it's gonna be crazy. While Yoda says Stone, that's the one. We will say, yeah, man. Yeah, miss those days for sure, DJ Rufo. Listen, well, I'm bringing it back, even in the music videos. When I do the video, my concept is to do the videos as close to how it was when we were young. So I might even hit you guys up with ideas for the videos because I want to go back and even make the videos feel that way. Even if I got to use actors, young actors to replay, when I was young and then I'll play the older dude. You feel what I'm saying? I even want to go back and tap into that time period to make people feel some kind of way and pull that out. If you ever seen a Happy People video of mine, I did the Soul Train line in the Happy People video. So I want to be known for creating not just great music, but also the videos that go along with the music to match it. You feel what I'm saying? So listen, I know I've kept you guys long enough, man. I don't want to keep you all day. I know you got stuff to do. Stomp Packs and Music and Life. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. We'll do this again. I'm gonna try to do it as much as I can. Love you guys. Thank you, Mr. Bond, Ruben. Thank you guys for the donations, man. That's love, man. And that's respect too, man. I really appreciate that. Did I have some other stuff? Oh, hold on. Yoda says, Stone, I live in LA, same age as you. Look, OG, keep doing what you do. Oh, yeah, I did read that. People are sleeping on you. Yeah, they sleeping on me. I'm glad I doubled back on that. DJ Rupel say, yeah, we need that music again for sure. Listen, I'm here, you guys, and I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to create that music for the soul. Just keep the love in your heart, man. Share my music with your family and friends. You know what I'm saying? You know, keep holding me down, and I'm never gonna disappoint you guys musically or spiritually. I appreciate you. I catch you guys on the next live video, and I'm out. Enjoy your day, man. Listen, take it with a smile. You know, don't be like a woodpecker with a headache. You know what I'm saying? Take it and shake it off. But listen, love you guys always, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into the live. And let's see how good I am with, because I always mess up when I log out on this doggone thing. It seems like I never get it right. So, but we're going to see if I can this time. Peace and love, you guys. Check you on the next live. Hold up. Look, I can't even do it, man.